Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Novelat. Novelat was mostly indifferent to people's looks and really did not care that much about them. But when it came to you, of course you cared. And of course you were curious what you thought of yourself. Especially since it seemed to be an important matter to you. It really was not a thing that you usually thought of. And maybe that's why he was not so affected as you were. But it does not change the fact that he never wants to see you like this, in such a horrible state. So, of course, he's rather hesitant about what to do. But when he sees how insecure you look, and how you're wearing things that would only hide your body, he feels like he should talk about it. He's oblivious, but not that oblivious. Leon, please tell me, do you have a negative image of your body? I would like to know what you think of yourself, as it seems like that is the case. You hesitate for a couple of moments, feeling like you're found out, especially since you never really expected those words from Novelat. But eventually, you nod. Well, yes, I guess. I mean, it's not really that important. I just don't want to gain weight. That's all. You can look at me and see that I've gained some, right? And so, what about it? There is nothing wrong with gaining weight. I don't see any problem with that. You still look beautiful to me, and to anyone else. I think you're worrying about something rather trivial. Nobody cares that much about how much weight you've gained. I promise. Your beauty cannot be defined by a scale, Leon. Please trust me when I say that. And his words, although so simple, and maybe you've heard them from different people, it is so different when you hear it from Novelat that you actually tear up, and you wrap your arms around him tightly. Novelat is simply just a little bit surprised, but he wraps his arms right back around you, relieved that he was able to make you feel better in one way or another. Risley. Risley was worried about you and the fact that you perceived yourself in a terrible way. To put it simply, you were not confident in your own look and your own image, and you didn't know what to do about your self-perception. But he at least knew that he could help until you could see yourself the way that you want to. So as he saw you looking at the mirror and trying to adjust your dress, he just sighed and shook his head. Come on, darling. You know you look beautiful. There isn't a single thing that you should be worrying about. What you should be worrying about, though, well, just come here. Take my hand. And let me see. You looked at him in total confusion, not really understanding what he was trying to get at. But then, he just shook his head and looked in the mirror, standing right next to you, and then huffed. I can't believe I'm standing next to someone as beautiful as you are. And also, here is a little trick. A trick? What do you mean? Look, I struggled with my own scars when I was a teenager. What I used to tell myself was just I would look in the mirror and I would tell myself I look cool, even though I believed it looked kind of disgusting. Now I have a totally different perception of it, don't worry. But if you look in the mirror and say it enough, eventually your mind will believe it. And, in my opinion, your mind will stop being toxic to you. And it works. It really does. Not to mention, then your mind would not be lying, because you're absolutely the most beautiful person I've ever known, he said, and you blushed, laughing softly. Well, I know that you're lying about the last part, but I'll try. Just for you, Risley. And I'm happy with that. That's all I can ask for, really. Lenny. Lenny's a bit more, well, he's a difficult person sometimes to understand. But he's not someone that will tolerate this behavior, especially when it's you being like that with yourself. He loves you very much. And that's why he wants to make sure that you get the best treatment. So even if the comments are resulting from your own insecurities and are coming from yourself, he's not going to be forgiving that. I look the worst today. The dress looks terrible on me. And I look too fat. I don't even want to go. Mayan, could you just look at me for a second? What's wrong with being fat? There is nothing wrong with that. Having some weight on doesn't make you a bad person or not beautiful. You can be fat and beautiful. I don't even know why you're worrying about your weight in the first place. Unless you've got some health concerns. There is nothing for you to worry about. But it's not that simple, Lily. I don't look pretty, and there were so many beautiful girls that you could just want. And, well, are you worried that I will look at them and then like them more than I like you just because do you think that I will think that they are prettier? I guess. You explained it pretty well. You say, looking away and blushing, feeling a little bit vulnerable. But Lee just chuckles and goes over to you, wrapping his arms around you and giving you a hug. Listen, Wayan, if I wanted anyone else, I would be with that someone. But I chose you because I love you, and your beautiful heart, and your beautiful looks too. It's never been about your weight for me. I don't think that being fat makes anyone ugly. And I don't think that you think the same too, right? No, that's not what I was saying. I know that. You're just being too harsh on yourself. So please, don't look at yourself like that. And even if you're fat, what's wrong with it? You look beautiful anyway. That's what matters, right? I guess so. You say, blushing. Meanwhile, Lenny just knows that he will have to compliment you and shower you with love until eventually you see yourself the same way that he does.